lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies.
My favorite cousin Bree and I'm back with another video. If you saw the title, then y'all already know this is something totally different out of my realm. But baby, like I was just thinking, 2024 has come out swinging. 2024 has come out the gate swinging. It's only January 6th, and we've already come into the new year. We've already come into the new year with some hot tea. I'm talking about smoking tea. So if you are not, you know what I'm saying, if you don't know or you living under a rock or whatever, y'all already know we got Katt Williams coming out basically with a tell-all interview. And so like I said, I don't do this, but a lot of the people that he was talking about, I kind of felt, you know, I like them. I like their work. I've watched their movies. I watched their TV shows. So, you know, I felt like I kind of was like, oh, in the know of all. But baby, Katt Williams came and said, oh, no, knock it off. He gonna clear it up real quick and real fast. So, yeah, so I'm about to jump on the little bandwagon, honey, because I was like, my mouth was open. Like, me and my husband sat there and watched that whole 2-hour video interview, tell-all interview. I call it a tell-all because he basically, yeah, he left everything on the floor. He said if it's up, it's stuck. It is what it is. If it's up with him, like he finna tell it all. Like he not finna like no holds bars. Like yeah. So if you want to get my little input on the tea of 2024, keep on watching. Okay, so y'all, like I mentioned, a lot of the people that Katt Williams talks about on the Club Shay Shay YouTube or podcast or what have you, yeah, he talked about a lot of, you know, comedians that we watch on TV, that we go and see, that we support on an everyday basis. And yeah, like he basically was like, I'm gonna tell you the real. Like they're living a false narrative. So baby, I got my drink. Got me a little sparkling wine. Woo! They put a little strawberries in there. I got my handy dandy notebook so I can stay on topic. Cause I'm just gonna give you like the key points and things that I did not know about. And I just was like, boy damn. If y'all lying about that, what else y'all lying about? Like it's not even that deep. But anyway, like I said, this is gonna be a quick little video, so I'm gonna jump right in. So the first person on my hit list was Steve Harvey. So basically, I'm going to like insert like the clips of him, like just like a little bit of it. If you haven't watched the entire interview, like I said, it's like a 2-hour and some change video. So if you're not into watching the whole thing, I'm going to show you the specific clips that caught my attention about specific people that I like. So anyway, so the first person, like I said, on my hit list is Steve Harvey. So if you are a 80s baby, grew up in the 90s, whatever, early 2000s, y'all already know. We love Steve Harvey. The Steve Harvey show, going home, sitting down, watching that after school, like that was our thing. That was my thing. That was my thing. So I used to love Steve Harvey show. I watched him in movies, like, yeah, you know. But anywho, so the narrative that he always talked about as far as his humble beginnings of being a stand-up comedian was that, you know, he was homeless. At one point in his career, he was living in his car, you know, things of that nature, you know, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's just put the pause on, you know, put the pause on pause. So I'm going to show you the clip of what, in actuality, Katt Williams called his reality.
This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week.
So that was what took me out. Like he basically was saying that Steve Harvey was never homeless. He basically said like Steve Harvey was basically getting paid at comedy shows, like $3,000 a pop, a show. So my thing is like, not you came with this false narrative that you were homeless. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people come in and they give up like those false narratives, like, cause they want to have that, you know what I'm saying, humble beginnings, like they got out the mud, they got out the dirt, like and then, you know what I'm saying, they progressed and became who they are today. So when he said that, baby, I was shocked. Because I'm like, he wasn't homeless. Because that was the narrative that he was giving us. Like, he was homeless, living out of his car. And you know what? I'm not even going to say, okay, because I had learned also after, he became who he was, that he was actually married with kids. He left his family for, Marjorie Harvey. So, but that's the motif for a different day. I know y'all probably already know about that. But yeah, so he already was like a little in my book. But yeah, when Katt like revealed that no, he was never homeless, knock it off. I was like, oh, you really came with that false narrative. I don't like that. So yeah, Steve Harvey was number 1 on my book because I like Steve Harvey. So yeah, let's get right into it. So number 2 was Cedric the Entertainer. Now, I love me some Cedric. I love me Cedric. Levita and Cedric on the Steve Harvey show, like that was my guy. Like, I don't know if it was a Midwest thing, he's from St. Louis, I'm from Wisconsin. I don't know. But he was my guy. I like Cedric. Big Cedric Bill. I love him. So when he came with that tea about SETI, this is what he had to say about
that I did it on TV in 2018. You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up?
Okay, so if you grew up in the 90s, y'all know y'all watch BET, Comedy View. I love Comedy View. Now, I can say I do remember Katt Williams being on Comedy View. I don't remember the joke verbatim, but I do think that he actually told that joke in one of his later shows when he became Katt Williams. Because back then on Comedy View, he was going by Cat in the Hat. But anywho, so he basically was talking about, he told this joke on Comedy View, and he said that Cedric the Entertainer told that joke. It wasn't the actual same joke verbatim, but he kind of put his own little twist on it. So instead of like driving in a car like Cat, he was in a spaceship. Instead of the spaceship, like the car broke down, the spaceship didn't break down. But it was just like, when you look at both those clips together, it's like the mannerisms. Like the way he was driving, the way he was moving, like, you know what I'm saying? He was just, his swag in the car, it came off like, you stepping on a fine line. Like you could have stole that joke from Katt Williams. And so later after the interview aired, Ced did come and released a statement basically saying like he didn't steal that joke, like he had told that joke years and years ago. Basically saying like, no, he didn't steal the joke. So, but me personally, I do feel like the jokes were similar. So I am going to insert both of those clips if I can find them. So you know what I'm saying, a little bit of snippet so you can see if to you it's the same. But yeah. Ced, yeah, he was number 2. So I'm gonna let y'all see those clips though. Okay, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Okay, so my number 3 was Ricky Smiley. Now, Ricky Smiley to me, I don't see him as a stand-up comedian, but I guess he is. I've always listened to him on the radio when he be playing like that old woman and that little boy, the little snot-nosed boy. I've never thought to go see him in a stand-up, but he is a stand-up comedian. I guess him and Katt Williams actually both played in the movie The Friday After Next. Was it next Friday or the Friday after next? No, it's the Friday after next, the Christmas one. So basically, Katt Williams was saying that he had, he wanted to address an interview that Ricky Smiley had basically interviewed and said that he was actually supposed to play Money Mike in the Friday After Next. So, Katt Williams came back and was like, knock it off. Like he could never play Money Mike. And if you haven't seen that movie, you lived under a rock, but you should have seen that movie. And if you know what I'm saying, Katt Williams was made for Money Mike. Katt Williams gives me pimp. He does. The perm, he just gives me that aura like he could be a pimp. Or he has been, I don't know. But I just felt like, yeah, Ricky Smiley, he played the part he was supposed to play, the Santa Claus. And like I said, if you did not see the movie, Ricky Smiley was actually the Santa Claus that was breaking into people's homes, stealing their gifts and stealing their valuables. And Katt Williams played a pimp named Money Mike. So basically, Katt Williams goes on to the interview and says this about Ricky Smiley.
Had Katt Williams' role, he was gonna be Money Mike.
Wait.
And Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now three quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp.
Okay, so basically in Katt Williams' eyes, Ricky Smiley could never. He could never. He could never. So I was just like, I was really like, I don't really think Ricky Smiley. Why would Ricky Smiley even think he could play a pimp? Yeah. That didn't make sense to me, and I ain't in the industry. But that was another person that I was like, well, damn, because I like Ricky Smiley as well. Like I said, I listen to him a lot on the radio. But yeah, that was like a side eye for me. Like, why would you think you would be able to play Money Mike? But yeah, you know, to each his own. I guess he felt like he was the best man for it. Like, because he basically was saying that he had got the part. So I don't know. Yeah, Katt Williams was like, yeah, knock it off. So yeah, next, number 5 on the list, honey, is Kevin Hart. So yeah. I like Kevin Hart. I don't really watch him as much. You know, he's gotten kind of out of the stand-up comedian light, and I think he's doing a lot of movies and things like that, which is great for him. But yeah, Katt Williams went on to talk about him.
He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
And what I take that to be is that I guess Kevin Hart makes basically, like I said, everybody has this narrative and they want that narrative of like getting it out the dirt, getting it out the mud, like grinding it out. And I feel like Katt Williams basically saying like Kevin Hart didn't go through that. Like Kevin Hart already had a show, he already had Soul Plane lined up. Like he was not out there grinding. You know, like a lot of comedians, like what he said with Kevin Hart was like he didn't get it out the mud. Like he had things lined up that was ultimately he had money, you know, when he first came out. So I can say I did see like an old TV show of Kevin Hart, like before I even seen him in stand-up. It was an old show, I forgot what it was called. If I find the show, I'll put it on the screen somewhere. So yeah, and then also with that, you know, all this thing came out, I heard some news that I didn't even know. That I heard that his wife, Tori Hart, his ex-wife, she actually used to write his skits, or some of them. I don't know if it's all, but you know, it was said that she wrote some of his skits, like his big skits that he used in his stand-up. And I guess, you know, they both were comedians, and I guess his career actually took off. So I don't know if that's why they got divorced, but I did see that she had wrote a lot of his skits that, you know what I'm saying, the ones that we was in there keying about when he first came out. So he ain't right for that. Nah, he ain't right for that one. Because give that woman her props now. So what I have seen earlier today is that she's actually going to be going on tour with Katt Williams. So yeah. So yeah, so she said she's gonna get her money. She's gonna get her coins that she's due. So yeah, they said bring it, just let it go on to 2024. Like, be real. So at this point, it's like, be real. gonna have to stand up. What they be saying, stand on business. Like, you gonna have to stand on what you're saying now. Because, you know. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Like I said, these are just like some of the little key points that I got from the video about, you know, your favorite comedian, which just took me aback. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. If you're a subscriber, thanks for rocking with your girl. And if you just happen to click on the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You never know what might come to the channel. You never know.